Please type out yes in the chat box. Awesome. Thank you so much, firstly, for joining in at 8 p.m. I am usually 1 hour away from my sleep time right now. I don't do workshops in the evening. I am not an evening person, but my team said this would be best done in the evening. So here I am. And I'm really looking forward to the next couple of hours with all of you. I hope you are looking forward to the next couple of hours as well, because I have some amazing insights to share with all of you that I have been able to learn over the last few couple of years, let me put it that way. But the momentum of it has picked in the last 3 to 4 months. So I'm super excited. If you are excited, type out excited in the chat box. Awesome. Thank you so much. All right. So this social media growth workshop, let me tell you what the objective of this workshop is. The objective of today is to share lessons that I learned from social media influencers, okay, which can help you change the way you are looking at creating content on social media for your business. So let me ask you a question. How many of you have ever had this thought that as a trainer, as a coach, as a business owner, you create meaningful content, but your content does not get as much reach on social media as much as a social media influencer's content gets reach? How many of you ever had that thought? If you've had that thought, type out me in the chat box. Type out me in the chat box. Right? And let's be honest, you make a video or a reel for YouTube or for Instagram where you put so much knowledge, so much wisdom, and barely anybody watches it. And then you see someone making a reel where they are dancing on Kacha Badam, or they are dancing on some random trending reel, and they get millions of views and your heart burns. Ever had that feeling? Okay. So let me be honest. Let me start with a confession. It used to boil my blood and frustrate me when I used to create content on social media and barely 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 people would watch that video. And then I'm scrolling through Instagram and I'm seeing people who are doing random things, having a million views. I'm like, what's wrong with the world? But then I soon realized it's not anything wrong with the world. It's something wrong with our capabilities. We are good at our content. We are good at our subject matter expertise, but we suck at social media. That was my conclusion. And that's when I went on this journey where I started meeting some of the top social media influencers in the country. And I started meeting them, and the objective was to kind of understand what is that magical recipe that they have that is making their content reach so many people, and what are the mistakes I am making which I need to change so that I can increase my reach online. So I'm doing this social media workshop today as a one time activity just to learn share some of my learnings so that it can help some of you who are genuinely adding value to people but are not getting the desired reach. Would that be useful, everyone? Yes. If that be useful for you, type out useful in the chat box. Fantastic, fantastic. So that's what we are going to be doing today. Now, before we begin, I'd like to lay out some ground rules so we all have a seamless learning experience. Firstly, my request to all of you is to please make notes. Make sure you're ready with a notebook and a pen. If you already have a notebook and a pen ready with you, type out ready in the chat box. If you don't, quickly grab a notebook and a pen. We're not going to share this presentation. We're not going to share this recording. This is a one-time thing that I'm doing. We are experimenting with something that I'm going to be sharing with all of you today. So make sure you're making notes. Second, finish what you start. It's a 90-minute to 2-hour exercise. I'm going to keep some room for question answers as well. Okay, I'm going to keep some room for question answers as well. Yeah, there's someone who's saying some AI tool that automatically records anything. पाप चढ़ेगा तुमको, पाप जहन्नुम में जाओगे तुम किसी के परमिशन के बिना कॉपी करने के लिए. ठीक है? So yeah, finish what you start. Block the next 90 minutes to 2 hours so that if you are already you've already cleared your calendar and you've told your family and friends and customers and team members that you're not available for the next couple of hours, type out done in the chat box. Awesome. If you haven't, quickly send a message saying next 2 hours, don't disturb me. Awesome. Thank you. All right. Third ground rule. Who is today's preview for? Who is this workshop for? This workshop is for trainers, coaches, healers, consultants who are creating content on social media to increase their reach. This workshop is for business owners who are creating content on social media to increase their reach. So how many of you fall under this category? If you do, type out me in the chat box. Awesome. So this is for you. As long as you are looking at social media as a platform for you to grow your reach and therefore grow your business, whatever that business is, training, coaching, healing, consulting, knowledge giving, or any kind of traditional business as well, this preview is relevant for all of you. Now, request, participate fully, engage fully. Every time I ask you to type something in the chat box, make sure you type so that we keep the energy high. And how many of you, for you, this is not your first time with me, you know what kind of approach I bring in and what kind of energy I expect from the audience. If you already know that, type out know you in the chat box and keep the energy super high. Awesome. Fantastic. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Rajiv Talreja, and that's all that is important right now because I want to focus more on the learning for today. So ready to get started, everyone? Ready to get started? Awesome. So type out for me currently, what do you do? Tell me in the chat box, what is your business? If you're a trainer, coach, healer, knowledge giver, tell me what do you teach? Okay. Uh, Aparna, life coach. Okay. Sandeep's a coach. Neeta, a coach. Ravi Kiran, a coach. Ajay into pranic healing. Induja into maths tutoring. Inder in wellness coaching. Hemant in life and business coaching. Kajal's a healer. Mamta's a parenting coach. Said's a coach. Jayashree is a healer. Nishu is a healthcare marketing. Saurabh's in video marketing. Shubhamjeet is a business consultant and affiliate marketer. Karthik is an architect. Nitin's an IT career mentor. Sonali is a life coach. Ritu is a life coach. Sonu Kumar is a digital marketing expert. Debjeet is in making films. Saptagiri is an administrator. Yogesh is a student career coach. Mitran in media. Okay, the chat box is bustling. May not be able to read all your names, but welcome to this brief little social media workshop. So like I said, what I want to do today is I want to break down for you some of the most valuable lessons I have learned in the last 2 years, and I've started implementing them over the last 3 months, and I've seen some dramatic changes in the growth of my own social media account. So I want to share some of those best practices with all of you and take it forward from there for those of you who are interested in a journey together. So before I begin, I want to showcase to you what I call the market's dilemma today. Okay. This is a very interesting graph that I'd like you to understand and internalize. So let's understand what's the market's dilemma. Today, when it comes to social media, there are 4 key stakeholders or 4 key users of social media. You have entrepreneurs who are using social media for the growth of their business. You have marketers, okay, digital marketers who are using social media to increase their impact, reach, monetize, etc. Then you have trainers, coaches, healers, consultants. A lot of you fit into that category because we kind of reached out to the Game Changers community members to come for today's webinar. So you have trainers, coaches, healers, knowledge givers, consultants who are using social media. And then you have social media influencers who are using social media, right? Now, can I tell you what is the challenge of each one of them? Because there's a beautiful point of intersection that arrives between these 4. Would you be interested in knowing the challenge or the desire of each one of these stakeholders? Yes? So watch this. Business owners, entrepreneurs, what do they want? Business owners who have traditional products and services, they want to master the skill of marketing like how marketers are able to do it professionally for their own business. So entrepreneurs want to learn marketing from marketers. It's like they want the superpower of marketers for their business because they see that if I can master marketing, my business will grow. Agree? Yes? That's what entrepreneurs want. They want to master marketing. They want to learn marketing from marketers. Now, let me tell you what marketers want. What do digital marketers want? Digital marketers want to learn how to teach so that they can launch their digital marketing courses, workshops, okay, programs, cohorts. How many of you have noticed that? Many digital marketers are now moving towards teaching and coaching. They want to learn how to teach. They want to learn the skill of teaching from trainers and coaches. Okay, they want to learn the skill. How can I teach? How can I package my capability into a course or a program or a cohort or a mastermind group? And how can I monetize it? That's what digital marketers want to do. Trainers and coaches, I'll tell you what they want. Okay. Trainers and coaches have courses, have workshops, have coaching packages, and they want to learn how to increase their reach online on social media. They're like, hey, I have courses, I have workshops, I have counseling packages, I have coaching packages, but I want to learn how to increase my reach, like how these social media influencers have reach. How many of you see that? Right? Aparna says, so true. And then you have social media influencers. Okay. Now, social media influencers have massive followings. They have a million plus following on Instagram, million plus following on YouTube. But I'll tell you what they want. They want to learn how to monetize their reach from entrepreneurs. What can they do to monetize their reach? Because they can't just rely on brand deals where they're telling people swipe up, download this finance app, download this crypto app, or use this link and buy this skincare product, or use this link and buy this hair oil for hair growth. So influencers want to learn business, how to monetize from entrepreneurs. How many of you realize this is the perfect ringa roses? All four want to hold each other's hand and absorb each other's superpower. Yes or no? This is the perfect ringa roses. Okay. And I'll tell you where I kind of figured this dilemma. Okay. I'll tell you where I figured this dilemma. So, two things. Number one, as an entrepreneur, I have 4 businesses. And apart from my training and coaching business, when I looked at the other businesses, the challenge I was noticing was in the other businesses, I had to sort marketing out strongly. So as an entrepreneur, I realized I need to learn marketing. Okay. As a trainer, coach, facilitator, what used to frustrate me is my reach. So I'm like, I need to increase my reach on social media. How can I do that? Okay. And then I started talking to social media influencers. I started talking to guys like Raj Shamani, guys like Finance with Sharan, and I started understanding that they had their own challenges. While they had 1 million followers, 2 million followers, 3 million followers, they were like, Rajiv, I can't rely just on brand deals. I just can't build my business on brand endorsements, because brand endorsements have great money when startups have funding, but when the funding dries up, they will not have money to give to social media influencers. I need to build a business of my own. I need to monetize my distribution by myself. I'm like, okay, that's interesting. And I started talking to my friends like Siddharth Rajshekar, Saurabh Jain, all of these guys who are into marketing, hardcore digital marketing. And they said, we'd like to develop the capability of teaching. And Siddharth, of course, is a pioneer today in the digital coaching business. And I was like, man, you know who's going to win in this game? Ask me who. Ask me who's going to win in this game. You see that little overlapping spot between all the 4 circles? That little overlapping spot in between? The person who masters marketing, knows how to teach, knows how to optimize their reach on social media, and has a business model to monetize. That is the person who's going to win. Yes or no? You got to know how to market. You got to know how to teach. You got to know how to increase your reach. You got to know how to monetize your distribution, either in the format of a business or in the format of courses, workshops, whatever it is. It is that person who develops all these 4 capabilities who's going to win. How many of you agree to that? Yes or no? Now, when I put this together, guess what I started preparing myself for? Guess what I started focusing on building my capabilities on? To reach that middle spot, to develop all 4 capabilities: marketing, teaching, increasing my social media reach, and monetizing my content. Okay. Rashpal, you can't expect me to repeat everything just because you joined in late, my friend. Jitna samajh mein aata hai, utna le lena, mere bhai. So please bear with us. Now consider this. Quick summary. Okay, quick summary. Entrepreneurs want to learn marketing from marketers. Marketers want to learn teaching from trainers and coaches. Trainers and coaches want to learn how to increase their reach on social media from social media influencers. Social media influencers want to learn how to monetize their business from entrepreneurs. The one in between who will build these four capabilities is the one who will win. Everybody got that? If you got that, type out got it in the chat box. The one who will build the capabilities and get it to the center point of the overlap of these four ecosystems is the one who's going to win. Now, let me break this down further for all of you. Okay. So, while this is the market dilemma today, there are two elements of mastering the market today. I want all of you to write this down. Take a fresh page in your notebook, write the heading as two elements of mastering the market today, and make two columns. And then I'll break down the two elements for all of you. Once you're done doing that, type out done in the chat box. Awesome. Thank you. Now, listen to this carefully. There are two elements of mastering the market today. It doesn't matter which business you belong to. There are two things that you need to master to mark the market. Number one is the reach element. The second is the results element. So everybody make two columns. One column, write the heading as the reach. Second column, write the heading as the results. And I'm going to break down the elements of reach and results for all of you. I'm going to break down the elements of reach and results for all of you. Once you're done writing that, type out done in the chat box. Awesome. Thank you so much. So first, let's go into the elements of reach. Okay. Today, if you want to build a successful business, be it as a trainer, coach, healer, educator, knowledge giver, or as a traditional business owner, you got to master reach. You got to increase your distribution. You got to increase your reach. Let me break down the elements of reach. Okay. And this is where my biggest learnings came. The first element of reach is clarity of your brand story and clarity of platform algorithms. Write this down, then I'll elaborate this point. Clarity of brand story and clarity of platform algorithms. Clarity of brand story and clarity of platform algorithms. Once you're done writing that, type out done in the chat box. Awesome. So listen to this carefully. So since 2021, after the second wave of COVID, once the world started opening up and social media influencers had blown up, startup funding was at an all-time peak, I made a decision. I said, hey, you know what? I've been an entrepreneur for so many years, but there are suddenly two big industries emerging in our country. I am a traditional business owner. I'm an MSME business owner. But suddenly I'm seeing so much noise about startups and funding. And suddenly I'm seeing so much noise about social media influencers. These two really grew during the pandemic. So after the second wave of COVID, I made a decision. I said, every week, I will go out for a lunch or a dinner networking meeting, either with a startup founder or with a social media influencer. Every week, I will network with one from these two industries. I continue this activity till today. Where I either meet a new founder or a social media influencer, or I meet the same people I met in the past to learn something new from them again. And in this journey of meeting these people for lunch and dinner and just exchanging lessons and best practices, there was one very important lesson that I encountered. Would you like to learn what that lesson is? Yes. Awesome. So here's what happened. I happened to sit down with a social media influencer. Okay. I happened to sit down with a social media influencer and I broke down my entire business for him. I said, hey, listen, my courses are very good. My training programs are going amazing. My coaching is going fantastic. But I feel my social media is not growing to the level that it should grow. And there are so many times I receive comments on my videos from my audience saying, this is a very underrated channel. There's so much knowledge you are giving, Rajiv. Why don't you have so many hundreds of thousands of followers? I used to get these kind of messages and I used to think over it that, yeah, that's a valid point. Why am I not getting reach? And one of the social media influencers told me this on my face. He said, you're brilliant at marketing for adding value. You suck at marketing in terms of building your own brand story. I'll repeat his words. You are brilliant at marketing for adding value, which means you're good at doing marketing in a manner where you're teaching a lot. How many of you follow my social media posts, my videos, my YouTube channel, my Instagram account, right? So there's a lot of value. So I'm good at value-based marketing. He said, Rajiv, I believe you suck at building your brand story. I said, what do you mean by brand story? And this is what he shared with me. He learned this from a woman who built Shah Rukh Khan's brand. Would you like to understand how a Shah Rukh Khan's brand built and how can we use that for our own brands? Okay. Now watch. He learned this from the woman who built Shah Rukh Khan's brand, and this is what she told him. She said, if you remember the initial movies that Shah Rukh Khan did, he did movies like Dar, Bazigar, Anjam, where he played the role of a romantic villain. Like he used to be the guy who's psycho in love and would be the villain. Remember that? Yeah. And she said these were his initial movies. But then she entered his life and she told Shah Rukh, hey, listen, Shah Rukh, India needs the next big superstar. The previous superstar was Amitabh Bachchan. Okay. The previous superstar was Amitabh Bachchan. And if you want to be the next big superstar, the only way to becoming a superstar is to own an emotion. Everybody type in the chat box, own an emotion. Right? Own an emotion. I want you to type these words because I want you to internalize this. She said, if you want to be a superstar, you need to own an emotion. And she broke it down. She said, Amitabh Bachchan was the previous superstar because he owned the emotion of anger. How many of you know Amitabh Bachchan is called the angry young man? Yes or no? He owned the emotion of anger. And because he owned the emotion of anger, he made place in the mind and the hearts of the country as the angry young man. And why did he choose the emotion of anger? How many of you today you see Amitabh Bachchan and you somehow feel, what a man, what a personality, what a persona, what wisdom, what gracious aging, and you can't associate angry as an emotion to him, yes or no? You can't. But you know what? In his prime era, here's what Amitabh Bachchan realized. He said what he realized was that the mood of the country when Amitabh Bachchan was making movies was of anger. That was the era where the common man hated the system. The common man hated politicians, hated bureaucrats, hated the police, hated the rich. And if you notice in most of Amitabh Bachchan's super hit movies, he was anti-system, anti-police, anti-rich. That's how he became the superstar. He tapped into the emotion that was relevant in the audience and he owned that emotion. Is this making sense? So if you watch a movie of Amitabh Bachchan like Dawn, he was against the police, but the audience was cheering for Amitabh Bachchan. If you watch a movie like Diwar, he was against the police, but an audience was cheering for Amitabh Bachchan. If you watch that movie of his where he was working in a coal mine, I don't remember the name, but he was against the management of the coal mine. He was like the labor union's head. He owned the emotion which was relevant to the nation at that point of time. Now, watch. Prior to Amitabh Bachchan, who was the superstar? It was Rajesh Khanna. Rajesh Khanna owned the emotion of being emotional. He owned the emotion of being emotional because that was the mood of the country. India had just got free. Color movies had just started and people were settling into families and there were complex emotions in families. So this woman, who was a brand strategist, who was a brand creator, she told Shah Rukh Khan, Shah Rukh, from the time of liberalization, 1991, when the government opened up opportunities for foreign brands to come to India and the government backed off, the control of the system was reduced. Globalization was welcomed into our country. So there was not enough reason for people to feel angry because opportunities had opened up. And she said, if you want to be the next superstar, you need to understand that India now is moving towards an aspirational economy. And because India is moving towards an aspirational economy, in an aspirational economy, people are not going to fight against the government. They want to live an aspirational life. And one important aspirational emotion every human wants to experience in their life is love and romance. Agree, everyone? So she said, Shah Rukh, if you want to be the next big superstar, you got to own the emotion of love and romance. And think about it. When you think romance, when you think love, naturally you think Shah Rukh Khan. Naturally you think of Raj standing in the middle of the khet in Punjab with his violin in his hand, with his arms spread. Yes or no? Now, the question is, how do you own an emotion? Okay, some of you don't have patience. Well, there's something called sign out. Very easy to do it. Okay. This is a 2-hour workshop. Okay. If you don't like it, quit. Don't tell me to come to the point. I'm coming to the point. The rest of you, is this making sense? Okay. Those it's not making sense, go watch Kacha Badam on Instagram. Because you want 30-second mein orgasms. Nahi hone wala hai. Okay. So listen to this carefully. Now watch. Okay. Listen to this carefully. You need to understand this. How do you own an emotion? Now, what did Shah Rukh Khan do? Okay. What did Shah Rukh Khan do? Shah Rukh Khan, he said, if I want to become the king of romance, he identified who his target customer is. Who do you think is Shah Rukh Khan's target customer? Who do you think is Shah Rukh Khan's target customer? Youth, girls? Okay, you've gotten it wrong. Shah Rukh Khan's target customer was not the youth. It was never the girls. Shah Rukh Khan's target customer was the Indian housewife. Because they realized that when it comes to a family making a decision to go watch a movie, the housewife is the most important decision maker there. The housewife decides whether it's worth for us to go to the theater or not. So he targeted the housewife. How did he target the housewife? Watch. He said, what is missing in the life of a housewife? Now, what is missing in the life of a housewife was an understanding, supportive, accommodative husband. Understanding, supportive, accommodative husband. I'm talking about 1990s. We were not as open as families as we are today. Some families are still not open. Right? So what did he do? In every script of his, in every movie of his, till today, Shah Rukh Khan is the man who understands, supports, and accommodates the needs of the woman character in that movie. You take a Dilwale Dulhaniya Le Jayenge. He was understanding, supportive, and accommodative, and he told the girl, I will not take you and run away. I will get beaten for you and earn the respect of your family. I'll sacrifice for you. You take a Dilwale, you take which was that other movie, Dil To Pagal Hai. In Dil To Pagal Hai, Karishma Kapoor was his friend. She fell in love with him. There was a scene by the lake where she tells him she loves him. He didn't disrespect her or run away. He said, I understand your love for you, but I'm sorry I can't give you the same love back. And in the same movie, he was willing to sacrifice his love for Madhuri Dixit and say, you can get married to Akshay Kumar out of obligation. Every movie of his, you take the theme is the same. Okay, Priya, that's what I said. Dar, Anjam, Bazigar were his mistakes. After that, he did this. Now watch. Every movie of his, you take a non-romantic movie of Shah Rukh Khan like a Chak De India. You take a Swades. He understands, supports, accommodates, and sacrifices for the woman. You take a non-romantic movie like Love You Zindagi. He understands, supports, and sacrifices for the woman. You take an action film like Pathan, which I believe is one of his worst movies. Even in Pathan, he's willing to trust a woman who betrayed him, who's an ISI agent. Are you seeing? It's that theme that creates a subconscious narrative that I want a man like this in my life. And that's what drives his target customer, which is the housewife, to tell the family, Shah Rukh's movie is in theater, we have to go. Now, coming to your life and your work and your point. How many of you firstly realize Shah Rukh Khan's brand story is built around the emotion of love and romance, and his brand story is built around being the person who's providing that understanding, support, accommodation, and sacrifice to his target audience? Yes or no? Now you tell me, before I tell you anything, you tell me, how can you use this in your business? As a trainer, coach, healer, knowledge giver, how can you use this in your business? Type out for me in the chat box. Type a long message if you have to. Gaurav says, become a ladies man. बीवी चप्पल उतार के मारेगी. Gaurav भाई, इतना रिस्क मत लो जिंदगी में. Okay, Yogesh says for him it is care and support for students. Okay, Nitin says connect with the emotions of your target customer and provide those emotions. Okay, Sunaina says I can identify what emotion I should own. Okay. Sonali says, one, know the emotion of the country. You don't have to know the emotion of the country. You need to know the emotion of the target customer. Film stars have to know the emotion of the country because their audience is the country. You and I don't have to know the emotion of the country. We need to know the emotion of a target customer. Agree, Sonali? Okay. Ravindra says, identify the right hook to connect with your target customer. Absolutely. Okay. Use that emotion. It's not about you using that emotion. How many of you realize it's not about using that emotion in communication? It's about providing that emotion. Swaksha says, as a cabin crew trainer, she has to tap into the emotion of aspirations, dreams, independence of that cabin crew. I think that's spot on, Swaksha. If you are able, think about it. Who is a girl who decides to become an airline cabin crew? It's someone who comes from a middle class, lower middle class family, someone whose family doesn't even accept the idea of the girl wearing a skirt. But this girl says, no, I want to fly. This is my dream. I will take this up. Now, Swaksha in her content is talking about this emotion of aspiration, of fulfilling her dreams, of breaking the shackles. Will her content garner better reach? Yes or no? Swaksha, you've got it bang on. Right? So I want all of you to understand this. What is it that your target customer needs as an emotional support, and how can you provide it? This is making sense. Now, ladies and gentlemen, of course, there's a process and a method, but I'll tell you, in the last 3 months alone, there's a lot of changes I've made on my social media, especially on my Instagram. And I can tell you this, I haven't had that many viral reels in the last 3 years, as many as I've had in the last 3 months. Okay. I haven't seen that kind of what do you say, reach. So here's a question I want to give all of you as an assignment to think. Are you open to an assignment? Yes. So here's a question I want you to write down. First, who is my audience? Who is my audience? What emotion is of value to them? What emotion is of value to them? Something that, oh, see, for a housewife, being loved is of value to a housewife. What emotion is of value to them? Okay. And third, write this down. How can you fulfill that emotion? How can you fulfill that emotion? In your messaging, in your content, in your services, in your products, how can you fulfill that emotion? So, first, who is your target audience? Second, what emotion is of value to them? Third, how can you fulfill that emotion in your messages, in your content, okay, in your brand look, feel, tone, in your courses, programs, in your products, in your services? How can you fulfill that? How many of you agree these three questions require some amount of reflection and pondering from your side? Yes. But how many of you also agree that pursuing these three questions, reflecting on it, spending a good amount of time on it, articulating it, can be a game changer for you? Here's the truth, my friends. Okay. Here's the truth. People don't buy your products or services, they buy an emotion. They buy an emotion. Okay. This works in a B2B business. This works in a B2C business, doesn't matter. Like, I've done this exercise for my corporate event management company, which sells event management services to HR managers and marketing managers. And we've articulated our emotion as Dreamcraft events. And we are seeing a dramatic shift in our conversion ratios, in our meetings, the number of meetings we are able to generate through our content. It's shifted in my B2B business. B2C, though, obvious. So is this making sense? You need to work on your brand story, because I'll tell you what, some of you have great substance, but you have poor packaging. If you relate to that, type out me in the chat box. Some of you have great substance, but you have poor packaging. And people who have good substance but poor packaging, I have noticed such people, including myself, we don't give importance to packaging, saying, if someone truly understands the value of my work, they'll come to me. For them to understand the value of my work, they need to see my work. And if I'm not showing my work and I'm expecting them to come and discover my work, then I'm an idiot. This is making sense. So if you want to master reach, it's clarity of your brand story. Second is clarity of platform algorithms. So firstly, was this brand story part useful? Was it a revelation? Did it turn on light bulbs for all of you? And if you'd like to work on this more in detail, then of course we can work on this more in detail. I'll tell you how later. Second, platform algorithms. Okay. Platform algorithms. Now, what I want you to understand is this. Some people say, but Rajiv, how can I understand platform algorithms? Algorithms of Instagram are constantly changing. Algorithms of Facebook are constantly changing. Algorithms of YouTube are constantly changing. And here is my learning. Here is my understanding. What I realized was the only difference between social media influencers and the rest of us is social media influencers know how to decode the algorithm of different platforms and know how to adapt immediately the moment an algorithm changes. How many of you agree that would be a superpower? Right. So, like, for example, okay, I'll give you an example of one of my very good friends. How many of you heard of Raj Shamani? You heard of Raj Shamani? Yeah. Okay. If you haven't heard of Raj Shamani, then probably this workshop also is not relevant to you, because that guy is one of the biggest in the country in terms of social media. Okay. So watch. So I met Raj in 2016. Okay. I met him in 2016 when he came to a PACE program. So I met him as a student who came and attended my business PACE program. And at that time, I asked him, so what do you want to do, Raj? He said, my dad has a soap factory. I'm helping my dad in the soap factory in Indore. Plus, I want to become a speaker. I want to speak. I want to educate people. I said, great. And then after that, in 2019, Raj came to the Game Changers festival. So I do this once a year festival for trainers and coaches, and Raj came and attended the 2019 Game Changers festival. So again, I asked him, Raj, what's up? What's happening? And he's like, I'm trying to do multiple speaking engagements everywhere. That was 2019. 2020 pandemic hit. And by 2020 August, March pandemic hit. By 2020 August, Raj Shamani had 1 million followers on Instagram. And I was like, what? How did he get those 1 million followers on Instagram? I called him. I said, what the hell did you do? He said, I applied common sense of decoding the algorithm of Instagram. I said, what do you mean? He said that what happened in 2020 during the pandemic on social media. How many of you remember the government of India banned TikTok? You remember that? They banned TikTok, and TikTok was like this 15-second, 30-second content. And I was like, thank God they banned TikTok, because it was the hub of stupidity, right? And they banned TikTok. And while they banned TikTok, Instagram launched the feature of Reels. How many of you remember that? They launched the feature of Reels, which was, I think it was, the first version was 30-second videos. Now, Raj said, when Instagram launched Reels and the government banned TikTok, it was very clear that as a platform, Instagram will reward anyone who creates Reels, because they want to increase the usage of the feature of Reels on their platform. Common sense, when a platform launches a new feature, they want to encourage people to use that feature. Yes or no? So how do they encourage people to use that feature? They encourage people to use that feature by giving them more reach. By giving them more reach. So he said, I understood that's what Instagram wants. And I provided Instagram what it wants. When you understand what the platform wants and you do what the platform wants, does the platform love you? Yes or no? Yes, it does. Now, let me ask you another question. How many of you here have posted a video on YouTube and then taken the link of that YouTube video and put it on Facebook? How many of you have done that? If you've done that, type out me in the chat box. Okay, now listen to me. Now, most people say, anyway, I've made that video on YouTube. No. And I want more people to watch my YouTube video. So let me take that link, put it on Facebook. Let my Facebook friends also go watch the YouTube video. Now, question. Does Facebook like you for doing that? No. Why? Because you are taking their audience away to a competitor's platform. Yes or no? Now, if you are taking their audience to a competitor's platform, they hate you. And when they hate you, what do? They kill your organic reach. They kill your reach. Now, what I realized was that every platform has a behavior. Every platform has a behavior. And if you understand the behavior of the platform and you play as per what would the platform love for you to do, your reach is about to grow on that platform. That's the basic principle behind this. Yes, got it? That's the basic principle. Okay. Now, another example. Some of you are asking, what about LinkedIn? How many of you here um, have seen that when you post content on LinkedIn, it gives you better reach than it gives you on Instagram or Facebook? Right? Now, people may say, oh, that makes LinkedIn the best platform. Okay. Now, I'll tell you what is LinkedIn doing. LinkedIn is a dying platform. I know some of you get results out of it. Don't get offended. Wait. It's a dying platform. Okay. Listen to me. Listen to me. Can you get results from LinkedIn even though it's a dying platform? Yes. I'll tell you why. Because it's a dying platform, it's desperate for reach. Because it's desperate for reach, anyone who creates content on LinkedIn, LinkedIn gives it amazing reach. Why do I say it's a dying platform? Let's do a simple public survey over here. Okay, please answer my question very carefully. Okay, answer my question very carefully. How many of you here have Instagram and Facebook on your phone as an app, but you don't have LinkedIn as an app? Type out me in the chat box. You have Instagram and Facebook as an app on your phone, you don't have LinkedIn on your app. Type out me in the chat box. This is market survey for you all live. This is market demonstration on why I call LinkedIn a dying platform. Now, second category. How many of you here have Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn on your phone, but you open Facebook and Instagram, you don't open LinkedIn? That's demonstration number 2 for all of you. So LinkedIn's a dying platform. It's giving good reach. Those of you who are on it, whose customers are on it, use it. Use it. Use it to get as much reach as you can. Now, one of the things I realized is this. If you want to optimize your reach, it starts with clarity of your brand story. You need to own an emotion. It starts with you understanding the algorithm's behavior on each platform and how the behavior of the platform is changing based on how their business is evolving. How many of you think these two will be superpowers? Right? So that's the first element of increasing your reach. Now, second element, write down. Apart from clarity of brand story and clarity of platform algorithms, the second element is capability. Second element is capability. Guys, we'll do question answers later. Hold on. Second element is capability. And next to capability, right? What capability do you need to build? You need to build a capability to create content that hooks, engages, and educates. Capability to create content that hooks, engages, and educates. If you're done writing that, type out done in the chat box. Content that hooks, engages, and educates. Okay. Now, you know what has been one of my biggest lessons in the last 2 years of networking with these social media influencers about how they create content? When you create videos, you need to hook people in the first 1 second. Till 2 years back, it used to be first 3 seconds. Today, it's the first 1 second. The first 1 second, a person decides whether they're going to continue watching that video or not. How many of you think that's brutal? If you think that's brutal, type out brutal in the chat box. You got to hook people in the first 1 second. Like, I'll give you an example. I recently did a video on Instagram where I was talking about, should your spouse be your business partner? Should your spouse be your business partner? Yeah, Sandhya says you saw it. Some of you saw it, right? Now, I'll tell you, the first version, when we were doing the shoot of that video, the video started, when I started talking, I shot one version that said, business owners have this question that should your spouse be involved in your business or not? Okay. That now listen to these words. Business owners have this question: should their spouse be involved in their business or not. Here's my opinion on it. Now, this was how I shot the first version of the video. Then after that, I sent it to one of the social media influencers who I'm working with. And he said, Rajiv, rubbish. He said, start with Bhakti and I. Okay. And I did a version where I started with Bhakti and I have been married for so and so years, and we've been business partners for so and so years. Just because I started with Bhakti and I, and my editing team put Bhakti and my picture first in the first 1 second with me saying Bhakti and I, that video got massive reach. The first 1 second matters, and that's a skill. It's a skill to learn how to create that first 1 second. For many of you, this is a revelation. Because many of us, you know what we are doing? We're doing stuff like, today I'm going to talk to you about this. In this video, I'm going to share with you this, which is what even I did for the longest time. But now what I've realized is the first 1 second. Okay. I wanted to do a video on this thing about managers respecting and taking care of their team members. I wanted to do a video on that. And there was a recent Byju's incident. And I started my video not with managers need to take care of their team members. I started my video with, in that recent video that went viral of Byju's. And it just like, it's been one of my most trending videos. Ladies and gentlemen, the market is brutal. You can either learn these skills, or you can say, what a unethical world. They don't value my knowledge and my wisdom. I can't do all these things. Okay. You will be a dinosaur if you don't learn and adapt. How many of you realize that? You can find this very brutal, but that's the way the world is. You either get updated or you remain outdated. You either step up or you step out of the game. Simple. First 1 second, what you say hooks. Next 7 seconds is what you say engages people. 1 second hook, 7 seconds engage. 7 seconds engage. Then they will decide whether they want to watch the rest of your video and get educated. You and I are not competing. I am not competing with other business coaches. If you're a parenting coach, your competition is not other parenting coaches. If you're a stock market trainer, your competition is not other stock market trainers. If you are a life coach, your competition is not another life coach. You know who all of us are competing with? Do you want to know who all of us are competing with? We are competing with Kacha Badam. Dekho Kacha Badam. Hatar balla walla walla Kacha Badam. That's what we are competing with. Kacha Badam grabs attention in 1 second, engages people for 7 seconds. We are competing with that. So we better get better. Is this making sense? We better get better at our game. Otherwise, we can sit like victims saying, people don't value knowledge in this world. They only want to do time pass. Yes, that's the truth. They value time pass more. So can your value be higher than time pass so that they value the value that you can give? That's the game. Ladies and gentlemen, how many of you realize it's time to step up? Yeah. Your capability to create content that hooks, engages, and educates. These are the elements when it comes to video creation that we need to master. And the third element, apart from clarity of brand story and clarity of platform algorithms, capability of content that hooks, engages, and educates, the third element is this: consistency. Now, how should anyone be consistent in this game of content creation? There are two ways to become consistent. Number one, The use of AI tools. The use of AI tools. And you can't run away from AI tools saying, oh, my brain doesn't for how many of you have had this? My brain doesn't understand technology. If you have this, my brain doesn't understand technology, type on me in the chat box. Okay. Now, for those of you who've typed me in the chat box because your brain doesn't understand technology, type thank God in the chat box. Type thank God. I'll tell you why I'm making you type thank God. I'm making you type thank God because God has heard your prayers. You don't need to understand technology to use AI tools. AI tools is as simple as entering a search question on Google. They do everything. You can build a website in 3 minutes saying, please build a website for me. I'm a life coach. These are my details. These are the programs I offer. Please build my website. AI tools is just about you having the ability of knowing which tool to use to create your content, to make your videos, to edit your videos, to design your thumbnails, to create your graphic designers. That's how simple it is. AI tools requires you to learn how to ask a question. Can you do this for me? How many of you can ask a question? Now, most of us think AI equals chat GPT. Chat GPT is one tuchya simple tool. There are 10,000 other simpler tools that can make you do the work of 100 marketers. It can make you do the work of 100 marketers. Right from writing the script of your videos, to editing your videos, to dubbing your voice, to inserting subtitles, to come up with a thumbnail that the algorithm will like. AI tools is not going to take anybody's job. People who understand AI tools will take others' jobs. Tools will not take anybody's job. People who understand those tools will take others' jobs. Now, how many of you realize your biggest challenge, and most of your trainers, coaches, healers, you're like solo entrepreneurs doing everything by yourself, and it becomes overwhelming, and that's why you don't do it. Yes or no? Now, watch. One of the ways to become consistent is to know which tools to use so that the work gets simplified. Today, I have a 15-member marketing team. I have a 15-member marketing team, but that 15-member marketing team is doing the work of 150 marketers. 150 marketers. They are all using AI. My designers are using AI. My video editors are using AI. My content copywriters are using AI. They are using it, improvising, using it, improvising. So for your consistency, you need two things. You need AI tools. Second, you need teams that can use AI tools. Now, these teams, when I say teams, it can be freelancers or it can be full-timers. Both are fine based on the intensity of activity in your business and your capability and affordability. Does that make sense? You need tools and teams. That's when you can be consistent. Otherwise, forget this thing of consistency. It's a lie. Consistency is not a result of willpower. It's a result of tools and teams. Got that, everyone? Consistency is not a result of willpower. You have enough willpower. Consistency is the result of tools and teams. You got to get the right tools, the right teams, and you're sorted. Now, I want you to take a moment and reflect. How many of you agree these three elements in the reach game can shift the orbit of your business? If you agree, type out agree in the chat box. Now, this is the reach aspect. The second aspect to master the market today is the result aspect. So under the result aspect, write down business model. Under the result aspect, write business model. So what do I mean by business model? See, most of you attending today are trainers, coaches, healers, knowledge givers. Some of you are entrepreneurs, right? Now, for those of your trainers, coaches, healers, knowledge givers, your model is courses. For those of your entrepreneurs, your model is your products and services. For social media influencers, their model is brand deals or courses, or some of them are launching their own products today. So if you want result, see, reach gives you distribution. Now you need to encash that distribution. You need to monetize that distribution. Yes or no? So to monetize that distribution, you need to have the right business model. You need to have relevant courses, workshops, coaching packages, counseling engagements, or you need to have relevant brands who are relevant to your target audience and get deals from them, or you need to build relevant products and services for your target audience. That's what your business model is. That is what will help you monetize and generate results. Once you have that business model, you got to do marketing. Again, marketing has two parts to it. One is organic, where you're not spending money. Second is paid, where you are running ads and spending money. Both are equally important. Organic is important because that builds trust. Paid is important because that accelerates your lead generation. So you need to do both. Organic builds trust. Paid marketing accelerates lead generation. And as you do marketing, bring people into your courses or your products or your services, you of course need to have the skill to sell, either sell one-to-one or sell one-to-many. You need to build that skill. These are all results elements. And at the end of the day, for the results to be sustainable, you need to make sure whatever you're selling is impacting your customers. You can't sell shit and get away with it. Yes or no? Today, the market is brutal. So you can't sell shit and get away with it. So you got to have customer impact. I think customer impact is one of the most important metrics for you to repeat the results. Now, honestly, I would, if I was talking to social media influencers, I would talk to social media influencers more about the elements of results, their business model, their sales conversion, their customer impact. But I'm talking today, majority of you are trainers, coaches, healers, knowledge givers, consultants, and some of your business owners. For you, the left side, the reach aspect is the pain area. How many of you agree? Social media influencers, for them, result aspect is pain area. For trainers, coaches, healers, knowledge givers, and business owners, the reach side is the pain area. Right? So here's what we did. Okay. So as and when I used to network with these social media influencers, I would come back to my dear friend Siddharth Rajshekhar. How many of you have heard of Siddharth Rajshekhar? If you have, type out me in the chat box. Okay. So I would come back and share my lessons with Siddharth. Okay. And Sid and I would be like, we want what social media influencers have. And social media influencers would be like, we want what Rajiv and Siddharth have. Makes sense, no? Social media influencers want the right business model, want the right sales capability, want to be able to create customer impact. And guys like me, Siddharth, would be like, we want that reach. We want to understand brand story creation. We want to understand platform algorithms. We want to learn how to create content which hooks, engages, and educates people. We need to learn AI tools. We need to learn how to build teams. So here's what we did. We created the ultimate collaboration. Would you like to see the ultimate collaboration, everyone? Yeah. It's the ultimate collaboration. And I'll tell you why this ultimate collaboration is happening. I'll tell you why it's happening. It's happening because Siddharth and I want to learn from social media influencers. Social media influencers want to learn from Siddharth and me. It's happening for that reason. So here's the ultimate collaboration. What we've created is a one-day experience, which is called Futureverse. Listen to this carefully. It's a one-day physical learning experience. It's the ultimate collaboration between certain marketers, coaches, influencers, and entrepreneurs coming together to learn from each other. And in the process, what we said is, if we want to learn from each other, what if we brought our communities into that one-day experience? How many of you would like to be a part of a one-day experience where Siddharth and I are learning from social media influencers, marketers, and social media influencers and marketers are learning from, say, coaches and entrepreneurs, right? So we are doing this for our learning. I'm being very transparent and upfront. We're doing this for our learning. And we said, we'll open this up for our community as a one-time experience and as a physical experience, not as a virtual online experience, physical experience. Okay. Now, what will happen at Futureverse? It'll be a one-day event where we'll have sessions on different topics, and I'll tell you what are the topics. We'll have fireside chats on different challenges in these topics. We'll have demonstrations. Okay. We'll have demonstrations of AI tools. We'll have demonstrations of templates, which you can use then and there. And we'll have experiential exercises for all of us to experience the impact. Would you like to see that, everyone? Yes. So this is what the one day will have. Now, so what we've done is, those of us who are collaborating, we sat together and we coined this term. The term we coined was the authentic monetization system. Trainers and coaches want to monetize by increasing their reach. Social media influencers want to monetize by leveraging their reach, by building products, services, courses. So we together created this authentic monetization system. Now, I've been saying we together, we together. First, can I tell you who are the we together? And then can I break down the authentic monetization system for all of you? Yes. So let me introduce who are the we together. Who are these people who are coming together for one day? How many of you have heard of Tanmay Bhatt? If you've heard of Tanmay Bhatt, type on me. Now, if you don't know Tanmay Bhatt, let me introduce Tanmay Bhatt. Tanmay Bhatt was the Maibap, the inventor and the godfather of the content economy in India. Okay. He started as a copywriter for ads, then became famous for his stand-up comedy. He built a group called All India Bakchod. Then from All India Bakchod, he transitioned from comedy into technology. Okay. Then from technology, today he's building one of the biggest blockchain communities of Solana, and he's at the forefront of AI in India. Have any of you come across this channel called AI Overpowered? Yeah, Yogesh has mentioned that in the chat box. If you just follow that YouTube channel, you'll get wisdom of goldmine of what's possible with AI. Okay. So we have Tanmay Bhatt, who's conquered. He's one of the biggest content creators in the country today. Okay. He's the OG. So we are bringing Tanmay Bhatt to learn from him. Sid and I want to learn from Tanmay Bhatt. So we spoke to him. We are bringing him. Okay. Then we are bringing Raj Shamani. Raj Shamani, of course, is a great friend. He's like a younger brother to me. And he's mastered the content game again. Instagram, he's the king. He knows how to leverage Instagram, and YouTube podcasting is one of the best and the most authentic podcasts in the country today. So he's going to break down Instagram and YouTube for people, Raj Shamani. Then we have Siddharth Rajsekhar. Siddharth needs no introduction. He's the creator of the digital coaching economy in India. He's the front-end pioneer of that digital coaching economy in India. Then you have Varun Maya. Varun Maya is probably one of the sharpest and the smartest minds I have met in the last 3 years. I have networked with founders of unicorns, but I would rate Varun Maya right up there. Okay. He's at the foremost front-ending AI and translating what's happening in the world of AI for people who are willing to learn how AI can change their life. So we have Varun Maya. We have Achina Maya. Now, Achina is Varun's wife, but the reason why she's on this list is not because she's Varun's wife. How many of you seen a YouTube channel called AVTV? AEY TV. Have you seen AVTV? AVTV has been the fastest growing edutainment channel. It's one of the fastest growing edutainment channel. And I have gone to AVTV studio to done shoots, and I've seen the way these guys are churning content and making it so engaging is the reason why their audience is growing crazily. Okay. So we have Achina, who's going to break down how do you build that kind of speed on YouTube. Their video editing cohort as well is fantastic. So she's going to break down what is the magic behind editing videos. Okay. And then, of course, you have yours truly, Rajiv Talreja. So 6 of us are coming together for a one-day physical experience. And in this 1 day physical experience, we are going to be teaching the authentic monetization system. Okay. Would you like to see what is the authentic monetization system? Firstly, how many of you think this is a super lineup? If it's a super lineup, type out super in the chat box. Never before has this happened. Never again will it happen. Never before has it happened. Never again will it happen. It'll be a one-time exercise because there is a inherent desire for all of us to learn from each other. And because we want to learn from each other, we'll do it only once. Okay, we'll do it only once. Okay. Now, what is the authentic monetization system? In the authentic monetization system, A stands for algorithm awareness. Okay, A stands for algorithm awareness. This is where we are going to break down Instagram and YouTube algorithm. These are the two platforms we're going to be focusing on. Instagram and YouTube. Everybody clear? Okay, Instagram and YouTube. Honestly, based on what I've understood, it will take you 20 minutes to learn this stuff. How to master algorithm. There is a template, 20 minutes you learn it, you're sorted. People ask me, Rajiv, is it that simple? Can I tell you something? Because it is that simple, it works. How many of you agree anything that's complicated doesn't work? That's the reality. Anything that is complicated doesn't work. The thing is, when we don't know something, in our head, we make it extremely complex. We feel, oh, there's some magical secret formula that some people know, which I don't know, and it will be extremely complex. That's not the truth. It's a simple template. And because it's simple, it works. So in the authentic monetization system, A stands for algorithm awareness. U stands for understanding your audience. This is where we go into the deeper emotional needs of your audience. Remember the Shah Rukh Khan story? He went into the deeper emotional needs of housewives. We'll go into deeper emotional needs of your audience. Then T stands for topic creation for content. This is where you will learn how to churn out topics for your content creation exercise so you become a content factory. T stands for that. How many of you think all these three, the first three are relevant to you? If you think they're relevant to you, type out me in the chat box. Understanding the algorithm of YouTube, understanding the algorithm of Instagram, understanding the deeper emotions of your audience, understanding how to come up with topics which are relevant to your audience. Okay. H stands for hook story for your brand. H stands for hook story of your brand. What do I mean by hook story of your brand? What is that story that you will tell again and again, again and again, again and again, that will attract and resonate with your audience? I'll give you a simple example. How many of you here follow Shark Tank India? Do you follow Shark Tank India? Yes. Okay. Now, one of the sharks on Shark Tank India is Vinita of Sugar Cosmetics. Yes. Vinita of Sugar Cosmetics. You know her. Have you noticed every time you see a story about Vinita on Instagram or any digital platform, the hook story is always how she left a 1 crore job offer from IIT and decided to be a woman entrepreneur, or it's a story of how as an entrepreneur she still does her marathons and her running, or how as an entrepreneur and a mother she stands for women empowerment. There are only 3 stories you will see again and again about Vinita. Have you noticed that? Okay, let me ask you another question. How many of you know Ratan Tata? You know Ratan Tata? Of course you know Ratan Tata. Okay. Have you noticed that on different platforms, you see the same stories again and again on how Ratan Tata bought Jaguar and Land Rover when he first went to learn how they do it, and they mistreated him, and few years later he bought it? Yes. You see the same story again and again. How many of you notice or you see the same story about Ratan Tata where Pakistan's military wanted to buy Tata trucks and he rejected it even though it was a profitable offer, saying, no, I can't sell. That story is 10 years old, but you still see it after 10 years. Now, when I used to see these stories, I used to think they are not creative. But then I realized that is intentional. They have a hook story that they keep saying again and again and again and again and again and again, and that creates a subconscious impact on the audience. This is making sense. So we will help you identify what's your hook story. What do you need to say again and again and again and again and again that will resonate with your audience? It stands for that. E stands for education funnels. This is where Siddharth and I will break down different types of educational funnels. Um, how do you monetize education? N stands for networking for brand deals and business deals. This is where the content influencers will be breaking down how do you get brand deals, how do you get business deals. Okay, not just brand deals, but become shareholders or equity holders in different businesses just based on your content. Okay, so N stands for networking. T, which is the most important part. I think the most amount of time we are going to be spending in that one full day is going to be on tools of AI. For me, we think it's important to be upgraded and updated with tools of AI. If you think it is, type on me in the chat box. So we're going to bring all the tools required, give you a sequence of tools you can use in your content creation game. Would that be useful, everyone? And we'll also demonstrate some of those tools, show you how simple and powerful those tools are. So you can also use it then and there. Okay. Tools for AI. I stands for the journey, invisible to power. This is where I'm going to be sharing what Blair taught us on how, when you are invisible in an industry, what are the steps you need to take to reach the stage of power. So your journey is decoded. You know at each step what you need to do. And C stands for consistency unlocked, where all the trainers, all the speakers at Futureverse will share how do they tap into consistency. Because each one of us, what we realized when we were creating this course is each one of us have a different method of being consistent. Now, each one of us have a different method of being consistent, but each one of us are consistent, which means what? There's not a single method of consistency. There can be multiple. Who knows whose method you will resonate with? So would you like to explore that from all the 6? So this is the authentic monetization system. This is what you're going to be learning in that one-day physical experience of Futureverse. Now, can I give you the details, everybody? Would you like the details? Yes. Awesome. So listen to this carefully. The date is 30th of September. It's a Saturday. I'll give you all the details. Please make a note of it. The date is 30th of September. It's a Saturday. Okay. The venue is Sheraton Grand by Brigade Gateway in Bangalore. Sheraton Grand by Brigade Gateway in Bangalore. It's in Rajaji Nagar, opposite Orion Mall, border of Yashwantpur. Okay. Now, the timing is from 8:30 in the morning to 6 p.m. 8:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. It's a one-day physical experience. The hall capacity is maximum 450 people. Okay. Hall capacity is maximum 450 people. Siddharth, amongst all of us, we did a lucky draw, and Siddharth was the first one to open this up to his community. He opened this up to his community a few days back. And out of this 450 seats, 130 seats are already sold. My turn is number 2, which is why I'm doing this today. Starting this week, Achina and Varun are going to be plugging this in on AVTV. Luckily for us, Tanmay Bhatt got the last number. How many of you agree if a Tanmay Bhatt or a Raj Shamani just post about this on Instagram, it's going to get sold out? Yes or no? 450 seats are going to vanish. AVTV starts tomorrow. AVTV has a massive social media following. So if you want to get in tonight. Get in tonight because it's a physical event. Okay. It's a physical event. Okay. Now watch. The investment is 14,999 rupees plus GST. Listen to me. Why? We factored your lunch cost and 2 times tea coffee cost at Sheraton. We factored the banquet fees we are paying, because nowadays 5-star hotels don't just charge per plate, they charge a hall fees. So we factored the hall fees, we factored the lunch and the 2 times tea coffee cost, and we factored the event production cost, putting the stage, sound, lighting for an event of 500 people. That's why it's 14,999. We don't care to make money from this. We don't care to make money from this because we're doing this for ourselves. You are getting bonus. Is this making sense? So if you resonate with this, you want to tap into this one-time never again, never before learning experience, then here's a QR code, here's a link. It includes your lunch, it includes your tea, coffee, it includes a workbook that we are going to give you. It's going to include the kit bag where you will get a bunch of goodies and stuff. Please be a part of it. Rahul says, what about people from outside of Bangalore? Rahul, in 2014, when I was in the phase of learning, I used to take 25-hour flights to Phoenix, Arizona, just to go learn from my mentors because I knew traveling and learning can change my life. If you're in India, this is not going to require a visa. Take a bus, take a train, drive, fly, walk, do whatever it takes, be there if you value the value of the learning experience. Okay. So yeah, that's the link. Team, can you please share the link in the chat box? Okay, Rakesh has put it. Make sure you get in right now because AVTV starts tomorrow. Tanmay starts next week. I don't want seats to be remaining for Tanmay to sell. It is, you get GST input credit. So it's 14,999 plus GST. Remember, GST goes to the government. It neither comes to you nor comes to me. Apurv is from Nepal. He's already purchased it. So those of you who are thinking about traveling to Bangalore, Apurv is your role model. Okay. Okay. Apurv is your role model. Bina, go to Lord Venkateshwara, get prasadam for all of us. Enjoy your trip. Okay. Guys, make sure you get in right now. Once you're in, type out in. Okay. Kalyani says booked. Welcome on board. Okay. Once you're in, type out in. And if you have any challenges, any queries about this, call Rakesh. RK, please understand, we can't give a couple discount or a group discount because we are essentially charging for the F&B cost, for the event production cost and the banquet cost. Okay. So F&B, event and banquet. Again, I repeat, it's a one time. Okay. It's a one time. It starts at 8:30, goes on till 6 p.m. And what you will learn, I'll put it out here. This is what you will learn. You will learn algorithm awareness of YouTube and Instagram. You learn how to understand the deeper emotions of your audience. You learn how to create topics for your content. You learn what should be the hook story of your brand. You learn about education funnels. You learn about how do you network for brand deals and business deals. The most important thing you will learn is the tools of AI. And then you will learn how to grow in this journey from invisible to power. And you learn each one of our consistency mechanisms. Okay. If you're facing a challenge in the payment, call Rakesh. Rakesh, please put the link again. Rakhilesh says, is it for one person or two? It's for one person. 14,999 plus 18% GST. It's for one person. Okay, it's your F&B cost, event production cost, and your tea, coffee, and event kit bag cost. That's what is included. So it's at Sheraton Grand by Brigade Gateway in Bangalore. Okay, Sheraton Grand, Brigade Gateway, Bangalore. Bina saying, can it be happening one more time at Bangalore after 30th September? Bina, I can give this to you in writing. It will not happen. I'm assuring you it will not happen because please understand, each one of us are busy. We don't have the space to add more programs. This is happening because we want to learn from each other. This is happening because we want to learn from each other. Rachita says, why not online? Won't it be easier? Rachita, not online because the audience will be bigger online and we want to do justice to the audience over here. That's why. If we do this online, the audience will be much bigger. We want to create a physical experience. And of course, offline has a different energy, different vibe, different feel. It's a very different energy, different vibe, different feel. Okay. Yes, you can reach out to Rakesh if you're facing any challenges. A welcome email will reach those of you registered by tomorrow. Welcome email will reach those of you who registered by tomorrow. Awesome. You will not get the video of this event. Okay. You will not get a video of this event. This is a physical event. It's an experience, guys. There'll be demonstrations of tools. There'll be some exercises we'll make you do with the tools then and there. So it's going to be, Preeti says, what's the last day to register? Well, it's on first come, first serve basis, Preeti. Like I mentioned, Siddharth's community, 130 tickets have been picked up a couple of days back. Okay. I am guessing we have about 600 people over here. 600 people. I'm guessing another 150, 160 tickets will go out by tonight. Tomorrow, AVTV does a plugin. My fear is by tomorrow, this will get over. So it really depends on first come, first serve basis. Pramod says, can you send the link again? Rakesh, can you please send the link again? Amrita, Focus on the delivery. Focus on the delivery. Ajay, we will put all of those things. We will let you know before the event. Saranya, we have people flying in from Nepal. We have people flying in from Dubai. We have people flying in from Malaysia. We have people flying in from Thailand. We have people flying in from Sri Lanka. So yeah. Falguni, I'll go to that slide in some time. Gaurav Gurbaksani is in. Now, guys, if a legend, a marketing legend like Gaurav Gurbaksani is going to be there as a participant, I would consider it as our honor. Okay. Thank you, Gaurav. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for choosing to be there. Awesome. I will look forward to seeing you guys as well. Okay. So question, ladies and gentlemen, was the insights I shared today in terms of, GST benefit, Pramod, don't worry. Rakesh will reach out to you for an invoice. Okay. Rakesh will reach out to you for an invoice. Now question, did you find value in the reach and results? Everybody, yes. Do you realize these are relevant skills for anybody in any business today? Doesn't matter who you are. You're a freelancer, you're an entrepreneur, you're a social media influencer, you're a trainer, coach, healer. Both these elements are relevant for anyone who wants to conquer the market. So this is our humble attempt of putting the pieces together for people to optimize reach and results. And that's why we've created Futureverse. I'd love for you guys to be a part of Futureverse. It's going to be a never before and never again experience. It's going to be absolutely crazy. I am personally looking forward to learning from people like Raj, from Tanmay, from Varun, from Achina. I'm going to love it if I learn alongside you guys at Futureverse. So make sure you're there if this is relevant for you. It's a one-time experience. You can't miss it for anything. The details I heard. Rakesh is going to be available. If you have any challenges, you can reach out to him. Useful, everybody? Yes? Okay. For those of you coming, if you're excited, type out excited in the chat box. For those of you not coming, save Rakesh's number. Get in touch with him by tomorrow and let him know if you're really, really not coming, if you need to figure something out. Because once AVTV starts, I know the tickets will fly. I know the tickets will fly. So I want you to figure it out. Be there. Be there. Siddharth and I, our goal is to make sure our community fills the entire event. That's the goal that Siddharth and I have internally. I've not shared it with the other speakers because we want to make sure that trainers and coaches get this knowledge. It'll be more useful and powerful for trainers and coaches to get this knowledge than social media influencers to get what we have. So yeah, please do come. Please do come. Awesome. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I think with that, I'm really looking forward to seeing you guys on the 30th of September on Futureverse. RK says, do we get photos with the mentors? We don't really have anything where we're going to have, imagine 500 people trying to take a picture with Tanmay Bhatt or with Raj Shamani. Those guys will get exhausted. I am open to pictures with as many of you. I have no qualms in it. I'm sure Siddharth is open to pictures with as many of you as well. So I can speak for myself. I will stand at the lunch place and I'll give you your plate of food for lunch. You take a picture and then you go serve yourself that buffet. I am happy. I consider it my privilege when someone takes a picture with me. So I'm happy to do that. I can't promise you about other speakers because everybody has their own preferences. Yes. मैं तो खाना परोस दूंगा तुम लोग को टेंशन नहीं है, right? I'll tell you which soup to drink and which salad to eat as well. Okay, so yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing you guys at Futureverse. Saptagiri says certificate. We've not thought about giving a certificate. We believe in skills more than pieces of paper. Honestly, Saptagiri. ज्ञान लो, पैसे बनाओ. पेपर कहाँ टांग के घूमोगे? Okay. Dr. Srinivas is asking for a link. Rakesh, can you put the link again? If you have any question, I'm happy to take questions. Ranju, you have a question? I'm happy to stay back and answer your question. Okay. Mati is saying payment failed. Can Rakesh help? Absolutely, he can help. He's controlling the payment link. He better help. So you can reach out to Rakesh. Okay. Ranju Das says, I'm a housewife and interested in cooking field. So I've started my cooking channel on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. Is it anyhow possible to convert it into a business? Your opinion, how can I scale it? So Ranju, I'll tell you what are the business possibilities. Your first goal has to be to increase your reach on YouTube. YouTube, Instagram, you need to conquer, increase distribution. Then after that, there are 3 opportunities that open up for you. Opportunity number 1 is you'll have food brands, masala brands, cookware brands, all of these brands reaching out to you for you to talk about their product in your videos, and you can charge money. So brand deals is one opportunity for you to monetize. Second opportunity for you to monetize, you can start your own cooking courses and cooking classes. Third opportunity for you to monetize is you can write a book, a recipe book, and get a publisher and sell it. If your reach is high, that recipe book will do really well and you can monetize that. Fourth opportunity for you to monetize is eventually, once you build your distribution really well on YouTube and Instagram, is for you to launch your own cooking products. Like I'll give you an example. I'm sure, Ranju, you will know Sanjot Ki Singh. Sanjot has now launched a mixer, all-in-one mixer. Now think about it. He's built his distribution. Now he's launching a physical product and he's selling out really well. So, Ranju, it's a 1,000-day game. 1,000 days. 1,000 days of consistent content creation by learning the rules of algorithms, by learning and building the capability of hooking people, engaging them and educating them. If you master that skill, and just mastering that skill takes you 1,000 days, and from there it takes you 1,000 days to create content, it is still worth it. It is still worth it. So play the game. Play the game. If you are going to ask me how do I scale it next month, I'm going to tell you, don't do anything, because it's not possible. It's a journey, it's practice, it's consistency, and it's smartness. It's learning the stuff that is relevant. Yeah. Pramod's asking for Rakesh's number. You see that on the slide, Pramod? Contact Rakesh right here below the details of Futureverse. +91 990253691. You can reach out to Rakesh. Poonam says, Rajiv, आपको फिल्म स्टार होना चाहिए था, but we would have missed. Of course, आप मिस करते, इसलिए मैंने अपना करियर सैक्रिफाइस किया और मैं ट्रेनर और कोच बन गया. Okay. Rekhilesh says, do you have any special deals with Sheraton Grand for stay? We've not really gone ahead and done any special deals with Sheraton Grand for this particular event, because what happens is when we go in, we are paying them a banquet fee. When we ask for special deals, they ask for a minimum guarantee of rooms. And I'll be very honest with you, Rekhilesh, this is a lazy event. It's a lazy event because we are doing this for learning from each other. That's why we are not even charging people a premium for us to make money. So call them, figure out you want stay options. Rakesh will be happy to help you with nearby options as well. Okay. So yeah, it's a one-time thing that we are doing as a learning experience for ourselves. Okay. Yes, Sudhir, you'll have to, if you and your partner want to come, you'll have to sign up for 2 people. You'll have to sign up for 2 people. Khalid, yeah, I'm done teaching. If you have a question, I'm happy to answer it. Is there a landing page? I'd like to share with my friends as well. Meghna, Rakesh will reach out to Rakesh. He'll share with you a website about it, and he'll give you the link that you can share with your friends for them to register. Gokulnath says, is it advisable for fresh starters? Gokulnath, I always say this. If you're a fresh starter, it's better to learn the skills faster than becoming a blunder and then relearning, then learning. And if you are making mistakes for a long time, then you are beaten and bruised. Your hunger to learn is more. So either ways, whether you're new or old, doesn't matter. Okay, whether you're new or old doesn't matter. Will we be added in a new WhatsApp group after the payment? We can, but what purpose will it serve? We'll just make sure that you get notifications of what time you need to be there, what you need to come in with, all of those kind of things. Mallikarjun says, I have just completed Train the Trainer program. Will it help me? Mallikarjun, now you've learned how to train from Blair Singer. But to get people into your trainings, you need to build your online presence. Yes. So if you need to learn those skills, I would recommend Futureverse to you for sure. Okay. Pikanshu says, my wife and I have a designing and printing business. We hired a social media marketer. However, we still don't have reach. How often would you suggest to post on Instagram and TikTok? Pikanshu, in your case, there are 2 things. Because yours is a traditional business, it's very important you post the right kind of content. And on social media, the game is simple. The more you do it, the better it is. More is more. So if you can do 3 posts, 4 posts a day on Instagram and TikTok also, that's great. You start with 1 a day. 1 a day is minimum. Okay. 1 a day is minimum. Ranju says, can you please repeat the opportunity? Well, the opportunity is this, Ranju. You be a part of an event called Futureverse. One day, you learn from these amazing people. You learn algorithms of Instagram and YouTube. You learn how to understand your audience. You learn how to create topics for content. You learn how to create a hook story for your brand. You learn how to create funnels. If you're in an education business, you learn how to network for brand deals and business deals. You learn tools of AI, which is going to be one of the most important part of this program. You learn in the journey to scale when you are invisible, when you're not known, till you reach a state of power where you're dominating your space. What are the steps you need to take? And you learn each one of our consistency formula. How do we remain consistent? That's what you are going to be learning. Event happening on 30th September, Sheraton Grand, Brigade Gateway, Bangalore, 8:30 p.m., 8:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. We have a max capacity of 450. The investment is 14,999 plus GST. You're paying for your lunch, tea, coffee, event workbook, and kit bag. And if you face any challenges, you can contact Rakesh. The link is here. So, yep. Of course, AI can help in cooking channel. Anargya Prakash's question. I am a law career growth coach and I have a very unique course that no one is offering in the industry. However, I have observed that often the ones who copy and launch have lots of followers and they're misguiding. However, the individuals who are really adding value are not having reach. What is your take and how do you think I can position in a better way? Similar to what you said, it boils my blood when I see knowledgeable individuals are not getting the break vis-a-vis knowledgeable persons. So I'll tell you the solution to that, Anargya. I don't know if you heard me make a statement right now. Siddharth and I want our communities to fill this event, and I'll tell you why. What me and Siddharth are going to teach to trainers and coaches is not going to be useful at this event because most of it you know it. We are going to teach that because Varun's community, Raj Shamani's community, Tanmay's community, the social media influencers would like to learn that from us. They'd like to learn how to create courses, how to build an education business. Now it's like this. If the social media influencers learn how to create courses, launch funnels, get into the education business first, they're going to capture that topic, capture that market. But if the trainers and coaches learn social media from the social media influencers that we are bringing out future was first and they grow their reach, they're going to capture the market. It's a game of first movers. Who's going to be the first one to reach that what do you say, magic point of mastering marketing, mastering teaching and coaching, mastering reach building, and mastering monetization. In every topic, in every industry, that's the game. The top 2, 3, 4 guys make that space are going to win big. They're going to win big. The others will win, not like the others won't make money, but winning big will happen with the top 4, 5 guys in every topic. So that's how you got to look at it. Okay. Gokulnath, I answered yes. What is our emotion at Quantum Leap? It's support. What we realized is we did a survey with a lot of our clients and we asked them, what do you feel? They feel we feel supported by Quantum Leap. So the emotion Quantum Leap owns is support. The emotion Rajiv Taleja owns is authentic. Okay. That's something a lot of people have told me. Raj, you're very authentic, you're very brutally honest. So emotion I own is authenticity. Emotion my company owns is support. So yeah, we worked on our brand story as well, and I'll break it down for all of you at Futureverse as well. Awesome. Okay, one more thing I want to highlight. We don't have a upsell at Futureverse, which means what? You can leave your credit card at home and come. We are not going to sell you another course from Futureverse because we don't have anything to sell. We are not doing anything beyond this. We're doing this as a one-time experience for ourselves. So just wanted to let you guys know that as well. Okay. Awesome. Neeta says, I recently realized that a lot of women are suffering from low self-esteem and good educated women, and they do not have the courage to stand up for themselves or invest in educating themselves to build a good self-image and esteem. And I would like to understand how do I scale this or create an awareness about this? Well, Neeta, thankfully for you, you have someone who's been able to break through that barrier of resistance that women are not willing to invest in themselves and their learning. Look at a Pooja today, Pooja Puneet. I think she's a great torchbearer of woman transformation and a role model for women coaches to see what's possible. So Neeta, the way I would see is it's you building your capability, your skills, your marketing skills, your impacting skills. If you build these two, marketing and impacting skills, nothing is stopping anybody from being able to add value and get value in return in terms of paid customers. So Neeta, I think you're in your learning stages. Build these skills of marketing. You probably have the ability to teach, learn how to market, and Futureverse will add value to that. Will add value for sure. Awesome. Looking forward to seeing you, Rajendra. Yeah. Okay, I'm just coming one after the other. Uh, Amala says everyone says that age group of TG is important while choosing platform, but not everyone is on Insta or YouTube is promoting to young less than 30 years. Is it true that if the audience is older, only LinkedIn is good platform? Will it work if I promote 35 plus audience on Insta and YouTube? Okay, Amala, my audience, business owners, is 35 plus, and my life runs on Instagram and YouTube. Okay, so I'm one example, directly case in point for you. Now I'll tell you the challenge with LinkedIn. I'll give a simple analogy about LinkedIn. LinkedIn, according to me, is like a HR conference. Ever gone to a HR conference? In a HR conference, everybody will appreciate everything, everybody will appreciate everyone. Nobody will buy anything. LinkedIn is that. You don't believe me? The number one LinkedIn workshop in the country is run by a good friend of mine. His name is Vaibhav Sisinti of Growth School. Even Vaibhav Sisinti, who runs the largest LinkedIn workshop in the country, markets his LinkedIn course on Instagram and Facebook or on YouTube. He doesn't market it on LinkedIn. Think about that. Because LinkedIn is like a HR conference where everybody say, wonderful, beautiful, I learned so much from you. This is so enriching, but nobody buys unless and until you're using Sales Navigator to set B2B meetings. LinkedIn is good to set B2B appointments. It's very good for that. That's the best use of LinkedIn. Second best use of LinkedIn is for job campaigns. So B2B appointments and job campaigns, LinkedIn is great. But anything B2C, anything, it doesn't matter what the age group of your audience is. Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube any day give you better reach, better result, better penetration, better return on ad spend as well. Okay. How can I generate massive leads for my plant-based affiliate? Abhishek, that's too broad a question. I mean, you got to get organic content right. You got to get performance marketing right. You got to get offline marketing right. You got to play a culmination of all these three games. When you play a culmination of all these three games, that's when you can scale and generate massive leads. Priyanka Sharma says, is it a good idea to start digital marketing blog? Maybe it's too late. Please guide. Priyanka, it's never too late to start anything unless and until you have a good flavor to something. I mean, there are stand-up comedians who are still like, there are new stand-up comedians who are coming and generating massive reach for themselves, right? So it's about your X factor. If you have the X factor and you understand the platform and the audience, any business, you are never late. Praveen says, will it help entrepreneurs? Praveen, this will help entrepreneurs who use videos and social media to grow their business. Only those type of entrepreneurs. Geeta, please come. Please come. Geeta, I'll recommend two things for you. I'll recommend Futureverse and I'll recommend follow Siddharth Rajshekar's ILH community. Do Siddharth Rajshekar's courses. I think the combination of Siddharth Rajshekar's mentoring plus what's going to be taught at Futureverse should do a world of good to your coaching business. Ranju, the mechanics of it changes for a food business for sure. Definitely changes the mechanics. Awesome. Ram says, Rajiv, start a public speaking course. I'm happy with my MSMEs. Little bit I like serving on trainers, coaches, healers, knowledge givers, because I'm one amongst them. So I'm happy with these two things. If I use my life to serve MSMEs and make a little bit of a difference to trainers, coaches, healers, I'm sorted. Naveen Sharma says, how can I game up my travel business for middle school students using social media? So you're looking at Naveen doing school trips in your travel business, is it? Then in that case, school trips for travel business, I think you need more offline networking where you're actually targeting school principals, probably do a podcast show with school principals, do that kind of stuff to open doors and build relationships with decision makers. Meghna, possibly it's better to outsource content writing. However, the core subject matter expertise needs to come from you. I've never found a content writer who can replicate the content or the subject matter expertise depth that I have. So even today, I give the core masala, the content writers on my team beautify it, right? Is it also for coaches or traditional businesses also? Abhilasha, traditional businesses that use videos or want to use videos and social media to grow their reach, this is very relevant. Ram, can't do hybrid, can't do hybrid. If we do a hybrid program, then nobody has any reason to travel. And then why have I booked Sheraton Grand and spent money and all of that, right? So we can't do hybrid. RK says, any words for Chetan? Asking because I saw a lot of ads. He's taking your name related to content marketing. Chetan is my marketing head, by the way. And what Chetan teaches is fabulous. So you can definitely explore Chetan. Yeah. Okay. All right, guys. If I've not been able to answer your question, Nita, I said role model Pooja, follow Siddharth Rajshekhar's path, and do future works. Do a combination of all these three. Okay. All right. So here's what we're going to do. If I've not been able to answer your question, you can drop me a message on Instagram. I'll respond to you in the next 48 to 72 hours. Reach out to Rakesh if you have any questions regarding Futureverse. I'm looking forward to seeing you at Futureverse. Remember, it's a never done before, it's a never doing again opportunity. So I'll see you at Futureverse, everyone. Yes, see you. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Reach out to Rakesh if you have any challenges.